It just always seems to be the case here that you have something planned and then somebody, namely Gustavs, will bring over half an animal for you to cook. So no matter what you're doing, this now has to be cooked. Now, understanding how janky this is going to be is quite important to know. Now, I've got these metal stakes that I found behind the shed, and they're going into the dirt. And then I also found this. It's like a slightly rusty piece of chicken wire on an iron frame. And that's just going to go on top. We just have to make sure that this rather wobbly contraption stays true. But it doesn't take much. It's got a bit of a boogie going, but other than that, I think it's pretty fine. So I'll have to get a wire brush on this. And of course, being Latvia, firewood is not an issue. Winter's coming up and we spent a good few hours stacking all this firewood. Plus there's extra in the sheds behind the camera here. So basically, to get things going, I put a sheet of metal down just because, I don't know, something about cooking directly on top of the dirt screams like bad juju. So I got a sheet of metal down. I've got these two sticks. I'm just going to lay them across and then put some kindling in the groove that it leaves in this basket here, cardboard in it, and then the big chunky wood on top. So basically with this deer, I'm planning to do a butter baste with a bit of sage laced through it to give it a nice herby flavor, bit of salt and some pepper. I'm going to keep it really simple because I've got very little idea of what I'm actually doing. So the idea here is to try and get everything cooked and tender and tasty. Now, the thing I'm nervous about is we've got half the animal, so minus the head. Split down the middle, we've got the left side. So it's shoulder meat, we've got leg meat, and we've got ribs. Now that is going to be an interesting proposition because they're not all going to cook at exactly the same time. But somehow, the Argentinians, when they do asado and they do like a goat on the crucifix and they slowly lower it down, that's a whole animal and that all gets cooked. So that takes hours though, doesn't it? I'm not sure how long this is going to take. Hopefully no more than 2 or 3 hours. I'm going to have to get onto it soon. It's what? It's 2:30. If we're done by 6:30, I'll be happy. But we'll see. You know, it's either going to work or it's not going to work. We'll see how it goes. So we've got something just super basic, sweet potatoes, bit of salt, and then wrap them up. So we're just going to get a quick look at how this is going here. It's looking pretty good. I'm surprised. Lovely. Okay, it's time to give this bad boy a flip. It's been about, say, 45 minutes. And I think the ends are slightly cooler. Let's see how this looks. Oh, there's its neck. You know what, that looks pretty good. Pretty damn good. Almost time for a bit of a wrappage, I think. Oh. Oh my gosh, that smells amazing. Just gonna put some herbs in there. Get that thing back in there and then just wrap her up. So this is now sweating it out in the tinfoil and baking paper wrap. I'm not sure how it's gonna go down, but the idea is to try and get it pull apart tender, sort of stew it in its own juices. Now, is that likely to happen? I've got no idea, because really, I've got no visual on it, but the theory makes sense, right? But whatever it turns out like, this has been a super fun experience. Go! Go Bambi! That's how it's come out. It's looking pretty good. And here's the hunter. Nice! It's cooked all the way through. So here it is, absolutely juicing it up. It is so tasty. It's almost like lamb. Incredibly tender, full of flavor. Got to do this again. Have you got the other half? How'd you say do you have the other half? Huh? Vai ter outra pulsa. Ah, we don't have the other half.